Hey guys, welcome back. Big Shanny here. And in my last review episode, you heard me mention that I talked a little bit more about or you heard me talk about, I should say, a smaller everyday carry bag that I use. So if you watched the review on my low pro Flipside Trek 450, I talk about a smaller bag that I carry. When I'm going on short trips, when I'm going downtown, that kind of thing, something I can easily load up, take in my car. Really only holds one camera, or at least one larger camera, but it's a great little bag. So if you're looking for a bigger bag review, I suggest go check out that Low Pro review. You can find it on my channel. It's a great medium-sized bag, carry-on size bag. It can hold a ton of gear, but it's a really good one if you're looking for something a little bigger. Now, today, though, I want to talk about a smaller bag, and I...
Shut up and sit down.
This is the Caden DSLR Camera bag. Doesn't really have a more technical name than that. I was looking really hard to try to find something that couldn't. But this is their second version, or their slightly larger version of this sling over-the-shoulder camera bag. This one you can only get in black. The smaller version, which I really wouldn't recommend getting if you've got a camera of any size, but you can get it in khaki and OD green, I think. So it really hurt my heart that I had to get this one in black, but black's still a good color. This is a great little everyday carry bag. So as I mentioned, it's a over-the-shoulder sling. It's pretty lightweight. It's easy to carry around. You can tell it's much smaller than the Low Pro bag if you check that out. But let's start off, take a peek on the exterior features of the bag. So first off, all the straps are pretty heavy duty. And this carried over from their smaller version of the bag. I used to have, there's a funny story about why I don't carry it anymore. I'll get into that. Probably not in this video, but in another video on a trip I took to Rome where somebody tried to remove it from my person, if you will. But one of the nice things about this company is their bags are very durable. Okay, all the straps are pretty solid, and there are some nice things added to this bag that the previous version didn't have. So as we go through, you've got this main buckle right here that kind of seals up the main compartment and the shoulder strap. And so the important thing about this is its own little pocket, and so it might be kind of hard to see. I'll try to show you a couple things, but similar to the Low Pro, you've got this really shallow pocket up front that's just open, right? There is a little mesh zipper here as well, but there's just an open pocket. So if you've got something like a map or some documents that you need to have handy that you don't really care if they get lost or somebody snatches them, whatever, you can put those here. So a lot of times what we do if we're hiking place where GPS signal's not that strong, I might put a little map in here, or if we're traveling in a foreign country, if we've got one of the little booklet that that tells us what all the good sightseeing things are, what all the good restaurants are, we'll put it in here because at the end of the day, if that gets stolen, not a big deal, and it's very easy access. So I also mentioned there is a little zipper here, and I will say that all of the zippers on this guy have this really nice textured grip that you can pull it with. It's really nice. I'll try to get a close-up shot of it in a second to kind of overlay on the video here. But those small detail that the previous version of the bag didn't have, but I really like them. So you do have a shallow mesh pocket here, okay? That if you needed to put something in a little better, you could. Right now I've got some Disney Fast Passes in there from our last trip, but again, it's on the exterior of the bag. It's really shallow, but if you got to put something in there you need access to quick, it's nice. Now, another cool thing about this, depending on what side of the bag you're accessing stuff through, you can open this little mesh pocket up very slightly and just reach in there and get what you need. So it's very quick access for stuff with a little more security. So that's nice. Now, another nice thing this bag has that the smaller version doesn't is another exterior pocket that is still pretty shallow, okay? Not as shallow as the very front pocket, so you could get a little more stuff in here. And there's some organization down in here, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to see. Again, I'll try to get some B-roll of the bag so that you can kind of look at this kind of stuff. But there's a lot more organization in here. So there's places for pins. There's some other dump pockets in here. There's a little Velcro pouch as well, which is a nice add. So I like to keep, you know, some coins or just something right there if I need money for tolls or soda or anything like that. Right now I've got some chapstick in there. Cake batter chapstick, which is the best kind. So let's put some, yeah, nice. All right. But yeah, so that's just a nice little pocket. The more gear you have in here, the harder this pocket is to access. I will kind of say that. That's something that I'll ding points on this bag for a little bit. I don't really have a suggestion as to how it could be improved without making the bag any bigger, but when you're carrying a lot of gear or a larger camera in here, it's very difficult to access and get things into these front pouches. So I like to only have the bare minimum stuff in there. Things that, you know, if I've got a second to stop and dig around, I can get it, but not really looking to get stuff that quick. All right, when it comes to the shoulder strap itself, this is a very comfortable bag. The last place I carried this was to Disney World and Universal Studios. Cannot talk today. Was to Disney World and Universal Studios, and I had this thing on essentially for 4 days straight, almost, 16 hours a day. Never once complained about its comfort. So it's a very comfortable bag. The strap's thin, it's padded. Like I said, it's a lightweight bag depending on the camera you have in here. It's got great sturdy buckles that aren't going anywhere. They don't get snagged on anything. So that's really nice. Now, on the back side of the bag, you got a couple things. You do have a belly band if you need it. I usually just kind of tuck that out of the way because I don't use it. But it is kind of nice. It's an extra little strap for you to hold on to, transport the bag, grab it, move it, what have you. And if you want the belly band, you've got it. You also have on the back a rain cover. Now, the rain cover on this model is black. This entire bag is black. The older bag, it had red accents, that kind of thing, so it was easy to see, like if you took the bag off and maybe, somebody grabbed it and ran with it, or if you left it sitting somewhere, you're not going to misplace it. This entire bag is black, which is kind of tough. I wish when we get to the inside that they did a different color of accents on the inside, because it's easy to not see equipment. And maybe, if you drop something, you may not realize it because you don't see it in there. But you've got a rain cover, which is a nice little addition. Haven't had to use it yet. On the old one, I did. It came in very handy. They're very useful. I would suggest if you do get a bag like this, once you've used the rain cover 2-3 times, you're going to want to Scotch guard it. Nothing is waterproof forever. And even the outside of this bag is pretty waterproof, but there's a lot of places water can get in. The rain cover is a great addition. But after 2-3 times, put some Scotch guard on it so you don't have to worry about it. So another nice thing about this bag, there's little hidden pockets everywhere. On the shoulder strap, you've got this little add-on here. Now, it's not really used for anything other than the rain cover. There's a little buckle in here for the rain cover that you attach it to, so the rain cover just doesn't fly off if it's a very windy day, or it pops off. You're not going to just lose it. But this is a nice little just extra pocket that you can't really put anything in necessarily, but you might put some small documents in, or something like that. The carry handles on this guy are a nice addition as well. They weren't present on the older version of the bag. They're very sturdy, very comfortable, rubberized grips. I would feel comfortable carrying this bag from any of these, especially this top one, very sturdy. Bottom of the bag, you got this nice, sort of extendable tripod holder. I usually don't carry a tripod when I got this bag because the idea is I want it to be lightweight. I want to be moving quick. But they're nice. They're expandable. They've got little Velcro strap organizers here, so you don't have straps flying everywhere. Usually, I just put a light jacket or something in here. That way, if I've got something, it's cold or rainy, I need it, I've got it. But I have carried a tripod back here once. It's fine. It's easy to do, especially if it's a smaller tripod. It's just added weight, and that's not something I usually like to have when I'm carrying this bag. But it is there if you need it. You also have these nice sort of cinch straps on each side, which are good if you've got a tripod or bottle of water or bag as well, because you can put something on it, cinch it down, and it's in there pretty tight along with these guys. And they're very sturdy. The little buckle here, I'm not in any worry of that thing coming off like a lot of these things are. Used it a couple times, it just flies off because it's a piece of junk. This one's pretty good. So that's it for the bulk of the exterior. The side access pockets are great as well. You know, they've got sturdy buckles. And a nice addition that they added to this that they didn't have on the other one are these little security flaps. It's going to be kind of hard to see because there's a bunch of stuff going on here. But these security flaps are a great add. One, for rain protection, but two, because you can take this zipper handle, what's used to open up the main compartment of the bag. You can take it, and when you've got it zipped all the way up here, you can take it and you can shove it up in there, and that security flap completely hides it. Okay, it's almost like an anti-theft bag. You cannot unzip this without reaching up in there and grabbing it and pulling it down. So somebody, you know, you would have to be pretty dang daft to let somebody, you know, reach their hand inside your bag. Not saying it's impossible, right? But it's just a nice little feature, again, that wasn't on the previous version of the bag that I really like. So let's take a look at it. Let's bust them open here and then show you how this bag is set up. Now, right now, I have this bag pretty much completely empty. So you can see through there. Yep, completely through there, okay? And you can get an idea of how big it is, right? Like I said, I carry a Nikon D500. When I have the battery grip on it, it doesn't fit in here. I take the battery grip off. I can fit it in here with my 18-200 and like a pancake prime, maybe my 17-55. But the idea is I can take my camera and 2 lenses. You know, if I'm in a real big hurry, I can take my camera and 1 lens and just go. But usually what I'll do, it comes with a whole bunch of these in different sizes, little Velcro separators that you can build out however you want in here. And so usually what I do is I have one compartment on the right side of the bag, and I'll put my camera in there, and then I'll have 1 or 2 compartments on the left that I can put a lens and, you know, some EDC items like sunscreen, a little pocket knife, wallet, phone, change, anything, you know, if I'm out hiking with my wife, anything she needs, and that's great. So let's toss that guy over there for now because we don't need him. But on the little side flaps here, you've got some extra storage. So on the left side of the bag, you've got this little mesh pocket. It's not useful for a whole lot because honestly, it's kind of loose. I'll normally put like a couple spare batteries and maybe a plastic bag down in there, just as sort of a last case waterproofing emergency, and the plastic bag kind of helps hold stuff in place. You've got one Velcro pocket that right now I've got some change in, but it would be a great little place for SD card maybe. So that's the left side. And then on the right side, you've got 2 Velcro pockets that are both the same size. So keep a pair of headphones in here, and then you can keep SD card, you know, anything small in there. Maybe a little camera remote if you needed it, right? But that's the kind of thing that would fit in there. And that's much it. Now, you know, like I said, this is a great EDC bag. It's a little bigger than the first version they put out. You know, if you're rocking a smaller DSLR, like, you know, say you've got a smaller DX camera, you could probably pretty easily fit it in 3, maybe 4 lenses in here, which is kind of nice. You know, it could almost be a bigger long haul bag if you had a smaller DX camera. But if you're rocking a full frame or something like the D500, you're really only gonna fit your camera and 1, maybe 2 lenses in here. But for an EDC bag, going on a hike, just going on a trip downtown, that's all you need, guys. You know, I challenge you to take your camera and 1 lens out and just practice with that lens. Take a new lens, a lens you don't normally shoot with. Take a weird prime, like a 28mm or you know, an 85mm or something like that you don't normally shoot with, and only shoot with it for a day, guys. You'll be so amazed at how much better your shots become when you learn how to use the different focal lengths in new and exciting ways. So that's part of the reason why I like a smaller EDC bag as well, because I can limit what I'm carrying intentionally, which is really nice. Yeah, so this is the Caden DSLR Camera bag. It's a great small camera bag. If you are looking for something a little smaller, they do make a smaller version of this. It's not much smaller, really. If anything, it's a little thinner, and probably 2, maybe 3 inches shorter. It's still an over-the-shoulder bag. I typically carry mine like this. If I'm going on a longer haul, you can have it truly, like one shoulder strap messenger style bag. It's very comfortable. It sits well on the back. I don't know how easy that is to see, but a lot of these bags have a tendency to kind of flap out like this, right? This one doesn't. This one stays snug on my back pretty much no matter what I'm doing, which is really nice. So again, Caden EDC bag. And actually, I want to show you something. One of the reasons why I like these bags a lot is those easy access pockets. I'm going to step up here for a second, all right? Can't see my face, apologize, but I know you guys don't really care about that anyway. But the nice thing about this bag, especially depending on how you're carrying it, how you got your camera set up, if you've got it over the shoulder like this, you need access to your camera, you simply move it over here, unbuckle, open the strap up, and then you can reach in and grab everything you need. So it's really nice. If you're sitting here shooting, you've got access to everything on this side of the bag. Get your shots, put your camera up, close it up, and go. A lot of times if I'm like on the move and I'm going quick and I know I'm in a relatively safe area, I don't even zip it up. I just take it and buckle it. The camera's not going to come out of this space, right? Now, if you had a smaller DSLR, maybe. But if you got a decent telephoto lens on and your DSLR is of prominent size, right, it's not going to come out of here. So I'll just keep that buckled, walk around like this, and then when I need it, unstrap, boom, good to go. That's if the camera's not always in my hand. Now, so with that in mind, though, when you're setting this bag up, I would suggest that you take a second to really think about where you want your gear, right? So I keep all of mine on this side of the bag because this is how I wear my bag, right? I'm right-handed, so I wear it on my right shoulder so the camera comes to my left side. If you left-handed or whatever, switch it around. It's very easy to do, okay? Literally, that's all it takes. Feels a little unnatural to me. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Am I having a stroke? Oh, no, I'm not. Sorry. Sorry, lefties. This camera bag is really meant for a right-handed person because of the orientation of the strap. So I wasn't having a stroke. That's why it felt weird. So if you're left-handed, probably out of luck with this bag. You can make it work. You could make it work, obviously, but it's not going to feel as natural to you. That's the unfortunate world for left-handed people. My wife's left-handed, so I get it. It sucks. I'll check and see if they've got a left-handed version of the bag. I don't think they do. I've never seen it. It's possible. But if you're right-handed and you need a smaller camera bag, definitely recommend checking this out. In my last review video, if I had to give this guy a star rating, I would say a 3.5 out of 5. I know that sounds kind of rough, but that's mostly because it's a small bag, guys. The features it has are going to be limited. The way you access stuff is going to be limited. When this guy's got a camera in it, lenses in it, and it's fully decked out, it's really hard to get into these front pockets because there's so much pressure on the bag. It's tough to get your hand down in there to get stuff. So there might be some better ways to do that. I'm not a bag engineer. I'm not a bagologist, if you will. So I don't have any good suggestions for that. So maybe I shouldn't give it 3.5. Maybe I should give it 4. But just because of that, I can't really give it a 4.5 or 5 in my book. Maybe it leans a little more towards 3.5. You know what? If it didn't have this belly band, I hate belly bands. They're such a pet peeve of mine. Like, they're great on that low pro bag. It serves a purpose. But this one, what purpose does this serve? Like, there's no point in this. It's nice as an extra strap, sure. Okay, straps are nice, great. But I'm never going to use a belly band with this thing. What the hell? Like, come on. So, yeah, that's why I gave it a 3.5, because it's got a belly band. Take the belly band off, this thing is a 4, 4.5. Anyways, guys, Big Shandy here. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you're interested in this bag, check the link in the down there. You can check it out from Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate, so any purchase you make, I get a little cut off, which really helps me out. So if you are interested in a bag and you like the content I'm putting out, please purchase it from Amazon. Using the link below. But if you just want to check it out, get some other people's reviews, get the dimensions, that kind of thing, click the link, you can check it out as well. Anyways, Big Shandy here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, and hit the little bell thing. I think it's over here. I don't know. It's new. Yeah, hit that so you know when I put a new video out. Hope you all have a great week.